guys, Midget here, bringing you another Walking Dead video review. Today is episode 15 called The Sorrowful Life, and it's directed by Greg Catero, and it's just about got 11 million viewers. It's got 10.99 to be exact, and that's just in the US. So this episode is actually a pretty good episode, you know. I would actually say it's a really good episode. Unlike the past few or loads of season 3, it was actually decent, you know. Merle is asked by Rick to give Michonne to Woodbury. However, Merle insists to go alone. However, he thinks Rick doesn't have the spine to do it, and you know, therefore he thinks of an evil plan. And he takes Michonne into the tombs, and then he like knocks her out. You know, he just says, I would rather have you doing everything, like, you know, you go kill those walkers. And while she kills the walkers, he gets his metal plate on his hand or whatever it is. He smacks her in the head, and the next thing you see is like them walking on their way to Woodbury. Before that, however, what happens is that he's thinking of his evil plan in the generator room where Rick and Daryl have that fight with, you know, those where they kill Thomas and all that, and that's where Merle was thinking of his plan, getting all his guns. And Daryl comes in, and then he tells him that he's just trying to score drugs, and obviously he wasn't. He was getting the weapons for Woodbury. And then meanwhile, Rick starts looking for Merle and Michonne, but he doesn't find them, so he asks Daryl if he could help him. And what happens is Daryl ends up looking for them, but doesn't find them. And Rick insists he goes to look for him, but Daryl says he's not good at hunting, which he isn't, so Daryl went instead. And meanwhile, in the hands of Merle is the wire connecting Michonne to, you know, being strapped on. And what happens is that he takes her to like a few miles, and they discuss their situation. What happens is that like Merle says that he killed 16 men before this all broke out, or while this all broke out, and that's real people, not walkers. And you know, and then he tries to like find a car. He finds a car, and he tries to, you know, gear it up like without any keys, so, you know, breaking into a car. And Michonne just stood there, and the alarm goes off. And what happens is that Merle like sends and gets all the walkers to come. Michonne gets this really cool walker kill, where she runs around this pole, gets like a walker just there by the string, and she like pulls all the way to like kill the blooming walker and chop his head off and everything. And another walker comes, and then she starts shouting for Merle, and Merle's in the car. He doesn't hear her or anything. And a walker comes up to Merle and just amazingly doesn't bite him or scratch him or anything. And Merle kills it, you know, gets Michonne, and they drive off. And then meanwhile, in the middle of the road, he just stops. He lets Michonne go and says he has to do something to the governor by himself. And what he does is he goes in with the music, got all the walkers trailing behind him, and he parks like they were meant to with Michonne, and then he starts killing all the Woodbury people. And Glenn wants to marry Maggie. He got Herschel's blessing, and how he wants to marry Maggie, he chops off a walker's finger with a ring, of course. You know, that'd be stupid just getting a walker finger. And he gives it to Maggie. You know, she says yes and everything. It was all nice and cute. And Mel shot Randall, I think it was, I can't remember. You know, the Tyrese's guy he had a fight with, the one that lost his Donna, his child. He shot him, but he was meant to go for the governor, but he went in the governor's way. And Martinez and the black guy, the other one, it's like after Martinez, if the governor and Martinez die, it's the black guy in charge. While he and Martinez beat up Merle, and then the governor like finishes him off. You know, he bites off his 2 fingers and breaks his both arms. He puts him in the thingy. And Merle, I don't know if he was like drowsy or something, or he's like drunk, or you know, he had something with his tongue, but he was like, I'm not begging you. And you know, it said he meant he's not begging the governor or anything, but the governor went, no, he's not, and he shot Merle straight in the forehead. You didn't eventually see that, but you saw like the governor pick up a gun and shoot him. And straight after that scene, you see Rick telling the group that about the Michonne situation, and he didn't want to do that, but everyone's quite shocked, but they take it perfectly. They're not angry at them. And Daryl's in where Merle died, and he kills a walker, and then he sees a walker that is eating something, and it ends up to be Merle. And Daryl, he starts crying, he starts pushing off Merle, and then eventually just stabs him like 8 times in the head. I would do the same, but respect from Daryl. And what he does after was just, I don't know, because the episode ended on that. And yeah, guys, so that was basically the whole episode. I'd rate this episode a blooming 9 out of 10, and that's almost 10, because it was almost perfect, but it was 9 for the most of it. And yeah, so I liked how Daryl, coped, and I liked the whole episode in general. So yeah, this was Midget, and I'll see you guys later.